Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert or professional. Do your own research. Let's just go straight into some of the majors and some of these other coins here. Let's go into BTC USD on the 1 week. I mean, still extremely bullish. Nothing else to say about this. You mark some levels here. I mean, this is actually not even relevant. It's not going to go to 12K anytime soon. So what are we seeing here? Bitcoin is going and moving extremely strong. Next logical area from a psychological point of view and a technical view is $50,000. And those are the 1 week levels that I just marked. What you can do here basically is you can do a fib extension, and this is something that I like to do personally. Let's go here, and it'll give you some targets in general. As you can see here, this 1.414 area has been resistance, but when price consolidates under resistance like this in a bullish market structure, it's generally fairly bullish. And in my opinion, this 48K area is going to fall. Whether it falls right now, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, this area is a natural area of resistance. But if you zoom out, 50K is this 1.618 fib. And this area is very significant as a psychological number as well. $50,000 is incredible, obviously. And I think it's going to head there. I don't know if it's going to head there today, tomorrow, the next day, next week. I don't know. But I still feel very strongly it's going to hit 50K within the next short term, personally. Now, if we look at some of the lower time frame charts, BTC USD on the 1 hour, generally speaking, these all-time high levels are going to give you some sort of reaction. First test is generally a good shorting opportunity, but I'm not super excited about shorting this area just because you saw price wick up into this supply zone a few different times. So you could see it kind of happening here at first, and you saw it happening again. This wicked up into this short supply zone as well. And generally speaking, when you see price wicking up, it's taking out some of these sellers. And generally speaking, the more times this resistance area is tapped, the weaker these levels get. So if we're going to see price consolidate here, I expect a break fairly soon. And that said, though, I mean, this supply zone hasn't been tested in a little while. It also wouldn't surprise me to see some sort of reaction. But this first reaction, if you even scale down to lower time frames, was not very violent at all. Price pulled back for sure from 48K to mid 47.5 area, but this reaction really wasn't that violent. So that makes me fairly bullish in the short term. I'm seeing price kind of just hang around here. If you see it consolidating a little more, then I think that $50,000 will get tapped personally. But let's see. I mean, it's quite possible, as I said, to see the reaction from this 48K level. After all, it is the all-time high level. So whenever you see all-time high levels getting tested, those levels are generally going to show some sort of reaction. So, it's possible that price hits this 40, pulls back to this 46K area and then goes higher. Entirely possible. And if you scale down to lower time frames too, there's other demand zones as well. Like it could certainly go back down to this 47K area and then just go higher. This would be an aggressive first entry in my opinion. And if you just fib here from the impulse move, you can already see some of these levels here being tested. Perfect tap of the 0.50 and price is higher. So, you know, you can use fibs for a lot of different trade opportunities, low time frame, high time frame, just depends on the setup. Generally speaking, these fibs are respected, but you have to have clean fib levels, otherwise the analysis obviously won't work. So it takes a little getting used to, but overall my hindsight for Bitcoin is bullish on all time frames. I don't know if it's going to hit 50,000 on this go, but it certainly will hit it in the next days or weeks, in my opinion. And if you're looking for a pullback, immediate demand area would be this 46K area, in my opinion. And obviously lower, there's also some demand areas as well. If you scale down to lower time frames as well, as I said too, this area might also have some buyers as well, the 47.5 thousand area. So in general, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. One note too I want to say is that when Bitcoin is very bullish, alt BTC pairs are going to be bearish, generally speaking. You will see some coins like eGold or Algo outperform the market, or outperform Bitcoin, but generally speaking, many altcoins are not going to be outperforming Bitcoin. So if you are trading alt BTC pairs, make sure you're trading the trending coins that are very strong. Don't trade coins that necessarily already had their big runs right now, like Uni and stuff like that. I still think Uni is bullish, but this coin is consolidating, and I would not be surprised at all to see Uni BTC suffering right now. Let's see. Yeah, so Uni BTC down 6% today. So make sure if you are trading alt BTC pairs that you are taking that into consideration. Alt USD pairs for the most part should be bullish though, as long as Bitcoin is bullish. If Bitcoin pulls back, then we're also going to see alt USD pairs pull back as well. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. I'm bullish in general. I think 50K is going to happen. First immediate support zone would be 47.5K, and then a larger one around 46K-ish. And yeah, let's just see. ETH USD looks really good right now. This inefficient move, meaning, you know, there's an imbalance between buyers and sellers, and price just kind of nuked down. This inefficient move has mostly been filled out. Generally speaking, inefficient moves get filled out in both directions. So if you see price blitzing up, then usually you're going to see price fill it out eventually. And the same goes for when price goes up or down. So in this situation here, this inefficient move mainly got filled out and price is wicking into this supply zone. I am unsure about this area, but similar to Bitcoin, this area has been tapped a few times in general. So this is the third tap here, meaning most of those sellers might already be out given some of this price action that we saw. And if we start to see price, you know, wicking up here and establishing some higher lows, then I am bullish on this in general. I think it's going to go higher. I personally think that ETH has higher upside than BTC. I think this is going to go to $2,000 plus myself. And let's just see. If price does head down, it's probably going to be because Bitcoin is pulling back. And I think that Bitcoin still leads the market in general. But ETH USD looks pretty good in general. I think this is bullish. I mean, if you scale out in general, yeah, it still looks like pretty good. Like just clear bullish market structure, higher highs, higher lows. This should break soon, in my opinion. And it's always important too, when you're marking your charts, just to mark these significant first swing highs off the all-time high levels. They'll usually prove to be interesting SR levels in general. You saw it right there. And you can also see it right here too. So price could still take, you know, some time depending on the area that it's at, and generally speaking, how the overall market conditions are. Price can still take a while to break these areas, as evidence of this area in January 19th. Didn't break it until basically early February. So it's a decent amount of time, relatively speaking. So, as I said, it's interesting though to see the higher lows established against resistance. And as I said, the more times that resistance is tapped, the weaker that area is. So, yep, in general here, I think this area is going to break. I just don't know when. Similar to Bitcoin. But I'm bullish on ETH USD. I think it's going to go to 2,000 shortly. ETH BTC, it is pulling back. Many alt BTC pairs are pulling back at this time. I think this is still going to go to 0.055, but it could still take a little while. Its price is currently bouncing off support. If this area goes and breaks down, then I guess I would like this area here, 032. I guess this is the next logical area. And it's quite possible this hits if Bitcoin rips out higher. Anytime Bitcoin rips higher, it's generally bad for most alt BTC pairs. Again, you will see some alt BTC pairs outperform the market, but generally speaking, many alt BTC pairs are going to not do very well. And there are going to be opportunities for alt BTC pairs, where there's a few days of ranging for Bitcoin, but generally speaking, it's probably better to trade alt USD or just Bitcoin itself. But yeah, I'm still bullish on this in general. I think this is still going to be fine. The volume's still healthy. I think this is going to hit 0.55 at least in the spring, personally. Whenever Bitcoin is done with its run, that's when you want to start trading in alt BTC pairs. As evidenced in January, you saw alt BTC pairs really do really well. And that was because Bitcoin was in a relatively ranging state. So, I mean, we basically saw this price action here where Bitcoin ping-ponged between 42K and 30K, where Bitcoin, was just basically, even though it was kind of grinding down, we still saw a lot of altcoins do very, very well. Like, Sushi Uni, Alpha, all those coins, FTM, those coins all did very, very well. AAVE. And this is the type of price action where alt BTC pairs thrive, not where Bitcoin goes from $10,000 to $40,000. This was really bad for alt BTC pairs for the most part. So as Bitcoin right now is very strong, I would be careful with my alt BTC pairs, and ETH BTC is no exception with that. I think that the 0.36 level will be an aggressive entry if you want it. I mean, this price level has already been tapped multiple times. 0.33 might be the next area up, in my opinion. LTC USD actually looks very, very strong to me. I think it's pretty inevitable that this one goes to at least 300, personally. It's breaking past this significant swing high before, and the next area will be 220, in my opinion. It's the weekly close, and price was wicking back there in January of 2018, past previous alt season. And, I mean, Ethereum has broken all-time highs. Bitcoin has broken all-time highs. I mean, why not LTC? If you're looking for a major that's lagging, buying a bag of LTC is not a bad idea at all, in my opinion. And what we're seeing right now is just LTC's kind of grinding up. I think that we're going to see some sort of reaction around 220. It's not a bad idea. Just go here, wick down to maybe like 200 or something, and then come back up. I think that's pretty likely. I mean, LTC did have a big pullback before, and of course, hindsight's always 2020. I'm sure this is a fib level. Well, first tested this 618 fib pretty perfectly, and you can always adjust your fibs too. But I mean, this was a good trade you could have taken. But anyways, I feel still bullish on LTC. But as I said before, the market generally goes as Bitcoin goes. So if Bitcoin starts pulling back a little bit, then I expect LTC to also do the same. And now that Bitcoin is very bullish, generally speaking, the majors are going to be quite bullish as well. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish in general on LTC USD. I think this is going to keep going higher. Here's the link. It's almost past this $28 mark. I mean, my fib extension is still holding up strong. It's doing this kind of vertical accumulation price action. This kind of reminds me of AAVE a little bit, where price was just kind of doing this weird price action. We just kept grinding higher and then it'd explode up, grind higher like that and explode up. Just kind of a weird kind of price action. You don't really see too many pullbacks. It's just kind of this grinding kind of price action like this. Don't really know what to say of it, but that's kind of what Link looks like right now. Link is just kind of grinding up like this, and it's still bullish in my opinion. I mean, we haven't really seen this massive impulse move yet though from Link. That's kind of, you know, where it had that run back from $5 to $20 at 4x'd. And yeah, overall, I mean, this was a great run, but we're not quite seeing the same strength. I mean, it did go from 8 to 24, so 3x here from the bottom, but this type of price action before in August is still different than this price action in basically January to February. This was kind of more of a parabolic run. This is like the slow grinding price action where we're not really seeing these massive moves, but either way, it's still bullish in my opinion. I still think this is going to hit $30 relatively soon, if not, you know, 33, next fib level up. And yep, still bullish on this in general. Let's really quickly go into other coins. Coins like DOT, quite bullish in my opinion. I mean, as I said before, I'm focusing on the coins that were really kind of accumulating during January, and that's what DOT did. DOT just accumulated, and you can see the EMAs just all were tightening up here. And when you see the tightening up EMAs, that's usually a pretty good sign in this type of market condition. And yeah, I'm just bullish on stuff like DOT. I think it's good. So still expecting a higher for DOT. It's a really good coin, and yep. But it's also interesting to think about too, as I said, with all BTC pairs. Look, DOT's up 6.5% today, excellent gains. However, DOT BTC down 21.2%. So in general, it's better to be holding Bitcoin than it would be DOT. And that's a good example of, I mean, the DOT chart itself is a good example for all BTC pairs of why it's better to hold Bitcoin than altcoins at times. I mean, this price, even though DOT didn't move in price over this few month period, it still bled badly in terms of the alt BTC pair. So that's why people are saying alt in up in USD as a meme, just because you would have been better off holding Bitcoin. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to go through all these today, but I might go through some other altcoins that are not Bitcoin for my next crypto market review. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Thank you for support.